So I had my surgery 5 days ago. So this is the 5th day of my recovery. And honestly, on this day itself, I feel much better compared to the first 3 days. So let's rewind a little bit. When I actually had the surgery, like day 0 of the surgery. Man, I remember walking into the theater, not the movie theater, but like the one in the surgical wards. I go in and, everyone gets ready, does all the roles, the anesthesiologist and surgeons, the nurses. I sit there, they check my vital signs and everything, the usual checks. And then, since my surgery is an inguinal surgery, a direct one, right? So I had the option of being fully conscious, or I'm fully conscious as in like half of your lower limbs, half of your lower limb would be unconscious, would not feel any pain, or you could be unconscious during the whole procedure. And because of the complications you'd get from the, being fully unconscious, general anesthesia, because in that case, you have to control, like they have to control everything, or else when you're awake, half of your legs, half of your body, like they control that, and then the rest of that, like the breathing, your consciousness, and like, your state of mind, that's all up to you. You can still get stressed, and your heart rates goes up and down. You might get scared and anxious, and then just your heart rate just goes up and doesn't, function well. And that could lead to other things too. But yeah, since I've been able to manage everything, everything just went good. The only thing I'd say is the spinal anesthesia. So for me to, in order to actually, my lower limbs to not feel any pain, they have to inject something in my lower back so that I don't feel any of the pain. And this is gonna be really, it's gonna sting a little bit. Like they stung me like 3 times. Okay, 3 times. And they did find the place, like from the first time, with the location and everything. Man. But the 3rd time really hurt. Like, you have your spinal nerves and spinal cord and everything. So between your lumbar, like the backbones, and between the chunks of they kind of stick it in the middle. So it kind of goes into the spinal cord. Man. But yeah, that was the moment. I remember I was just laying there, like, I had to like sit up, like in the table there, and then kind of cuddle myself, trying to, expose my back. And then the second time when they were putting the injection, I had to, they did apply things, and then I had to, when I was feeling the pain, I was trying to close my eyes, and my heart rate just went all the way. It was rising, and at that point, I thought I was gonna be dizzy. I thought I was gonna faint. I even had this moment of, I had a feeling that I'd actually lose conscious or fall back to sleep. Fall into sleep and not wake up. But luckily, I was awake the whole time. Everything worked out. My heart rate everything was good. I mean, it goes up and down, but everything was good. And eventually, the whole operation finishes, and then I'm just laying in the ward, and then, I mean, they take me out of the operation room, keep me outside to, observe me. The next thing you know, I'm already shivering the whole time. It's like I was feeling so much, cold, even though it was not cold. It was just the cold that I was feeling internally. So what happened was, so basically this is like anesthetic shivering. It happens to a lot of people. Some don't. Well, it depends on people, because everything differs from everyone. So that was going on for a little bit, but then I had to cover myself with blankets. Even my fingertips were very blue, purple-ish. So that was going on, but then I got better after getting myself warm for about 2 hours or something like that. And then the next thing I'm starting to slowly, feel my toes, my legs, my thighs, and everything from below. I was able to I was able to walk around, I think, 6 hours. Well, I didn't honestly feel the pain because I had medicine, and then anesthesia was still on me. I had some medicine, so the pain was less. I could walk, but it was still difficult. I could lift my legs and do all those things. And then, oh yeah, I wanted to discharge from the day itself. So they told me that I could actually get out of the hospital as long as I can walk and urinate. They said if I can do those 2 things, they'd actually discharge me from day 0, day itself. And then those 2 things happened, because people do have problems, you can't digest, they can't urinate, because they're trying to paralyze half of your lower limb. So there might be complications on the way. But fortunately, everything worked out. So I come back, I still have the pain. The pain was there for 2-3 days, and even today it's slightly there. So honestly, I think from day 1, 2, and even 3 was difficult to walk, and even difficult to sit up straight, because it was from my wrist, not my wrist, to my waist and below my groin. So it's lower my abdomen, on the lower section of my abdominals, the waist, and a bit from my groin area, the upper area. So that's where the area is. Whew. And now this is the 5th day. I feel much better. There's still walking that I need to get used to. The recovery is actually better than I expected. Surgery was done really good. I actually saw my stitches, I think 2 days ago, because they had to change the plaster, the thing they put on me. And this one's waterproof and everything, so that's really good. And you're supposed to kind of change it from 2 to 3 days from time to time. Even with the surgery, I'm still able to do things normally, I'd say, especially working and reading stuff and sitting down. It was not gonna lie, it was difficult to sit down for the first 3-4 days, because it was very difficult for me to sit straight. So I'd always lean back a little bit, so it doesn't get my stomach and everything doesn't curl around, and then the stitches kind of stretch out. That would be very painful. But yeah, that's a quick summary of everything that happened within these 5 days. Almost everything. Anyways, have a great day.